You don't need a vacation to reset. You need one sacred pause, just one moment to remember that you are still human. In this particular video, we're going to explore the power of a sacred pause. It's simple. It's intentional moments of stillness that you can take in the middle of your shift, before a conversation that's going to be difficult, at the end of your shift, anywhere within your shift, to refuel and to reconnect to your soul. By the end of this video, you will know how to build your own sacred pause practices. And this is going to help you to reset in real time. It's going to help you to reconnect with your why, with your purpose. And it's going to help you to carry peace, even in high stress moments. You want to hear more? All right, let's talk about it. So, why nurses need micro moments of reset. In our day, when we come to work, I remember sometimes working 16 hours when I did a double or something like that. But it can become so chaotic that you're running from thing to thing, from patient to patient, from situation to situation, without even eating for the day, for instance. Or sometimes, you know how it is, some of us don't even use the bathroom, and I have been guilty of that a few times myself. But let me tell you this, when you give all day without resetting, you don't just get tired, you lose your center. You forget that you actually matter too. You know, chaos becomes dangerous when we don't breathe, when we don't pause. It is so important for us to reset and to pause. And that's why I love me enough to do that. Sometimes we lose that. I know I was just thinking about some examples. Like for me, I used techniques. That's why I love Caring Science and I love Heart Math, because they taught tools for you to pause in between the breath while you're washing your hands. You can do a breathing technique. I know one nurse that she journals before she actually gets to work for just 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is very important versus rushing out into your day. And then you run into chaos. You feel chaotic because you never pause to take care of yourself first. There's another nurse that I know of. She sits in the supply closet for like 2 minutes just to breathe. You got to do what you got to do so that you can take care of yourself. There was this one unit that my friend told me about. They called it the pause and pray board. And they used it intentionally if they were having issues outside of work. Heart Math is a game changer. It helps you to recalibrate. And that's why I absolutely love that I'm a Heart Math trainer. Matter of fact, while we're talking about pause, let's just practice the pause right now because it's so simple. So I tell you what, I want you to get comfortable in your seat, in your chair, wherever you are. I want you to feel supported in your chair. Now, later on, I'm going to do a quick coherence, but right now, I just want to center. I just want you to pause just for 30 seconds. As you feel yourself, you can slowly close your eyes. As you start breathing, just breathe with intention. And on the out breath, I want you to just get rid of all of those negative thoughts that's coming in your mind right now, those ones that you brought in with you. I want you to just try to release those out right now as you continue to breathe in and out. There is such a power in pausing. Just to take a couple breaths, it recenters us. And so that's why it is so important for you to love you enough to do this. In Caring Science, the first Curitas process, which is a practice that you use in Caring Science, is to practice loving kindness towards yourself and toward others. I practice loving kindness toward myself. And the way that I do that just with intention is I have to love myself before I can love other people. I give myself a hug. When was the last time you gave yourself a hug? Give yourself a hug. There's endorphin, there's things being released. You know, your hormonal system loves it. You're getting some of that happy hormone when you just love on yourself. It's so important to do that. I know it probably feels a little corny for some people, but I love me enough to say, you know what, Charlene, I am proud of you today. You handled that situation with grace and with dignity today. So just speaking life to your life. So very important. Now let's get back into it. I kind of talked to you about the pausing, the breath work. That's really what that's all about. But let me go to the second part that I want to talk about. And that is resilience. Build the sacred pause ritual. This will help you to build your resilience because resilience is built in the in-between moments. You don't have to wait until the shift ends. Sacred pauses help you to restore as you go. There's a technique that HeartMath has, and it's called Inner Ease on the Go. And it is so amazing. I use it all the time because in labor and delivery, it's like literally chaotic. Especially you can get like 5 moms walking in ready to have their baby. But it's those in-between moments. It's what you're doing in between. What are you doing in between? Are you complaining? Are you crying? What are you doing in between? Take some time. Go get by yourself and do some sacred pauses to help you restore as you go. Now, here's a tool. It's called the sacred pause, hand on heart. You place your hand on your heart to center yourself. And then you do heart focused breathing, which is inhaling for 4 to 5 seconds and exhaling for 4 to 5 seconds or whatever is comfortable. And then you just repeat that. And in that still point, when you're done, you can whisper an intention like, I am calm, I am held, I am enough. It's small things like that because you are one breath away from peace, one breath away from peace, but you have to be intentional about pausing. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is like the engagement that's in my heart framework. It's time for you to return to your why. The pause is where meaning lives. When you stop just for a breath, you allow your heart to speak to you. And usually it says something like, you're doing better than you think. It's not as bad as you're imagining it to be. Your whisper begins to start speaking life into you because your true self wants to encourage you so that you won't give up, so that you won't quit. Let me ask you a question. What does your soul need in this moment? In this moment today, what does your soul need? Can you articulate it? I would love for you to journal that prompt. And then how can you come back to your why that actually brought you here in the first place? That is such an important part. When you learn how to come back to your why, it really becomes a game changer. I remember, as I was navigating nursing, and it was just so crazy and just so much going on. And I was actually starting to lose some of the joy that I once had. And I had to take some time off. I took some time off. And then that's where I recognized that, you know what, Charlene, you are no longer connected into your why. Why? What was the real reason that I went into nursing in the first place? And that's where caring science came in because it teaches you about reconnecting with your why. It also gives you language. Like I'm a love bug. I love loving. I love people. I love empowering people. I love making a difference in people's lives. And so I'm always looking for opportunities to edify, to exhort, to comfort people. And so when I found myself starting to kind of move away from that a little bit, I knew something was going on because I absolutely love inspiring people. As you can see, I'm like constantly trying to find a video to do or, something that's just me. That's who I am. And I'm totally cool with who I am. But here's something that I want you to do to create a sacred pause reminder. Get you some Post-it notes or put it on your phone or whatever. And I want you to just start putting some grounding words there. Like you can put pause. You can put breathe. You can say, I am enough. Begin again. Those kind of things. I want you to put that somewhere. If you have to do an alarm on your phone, just so you can, with intention, look at it. And then at that point, you take that pause and take some breaths or go outside and get some quick, whatever it is that you decide to do. Even if you just close your eyes for a moment. Some people love prayer. They pray. And so they can do a silent prayer just in that moment where you are. Now, Thank you so much for listening. If this spoke to you at all, I'd love for you to hit the like button. Also, if you're not subscribed, why don't you subscribe? And just drop in the comments if you're ready to practice your sacred pause this week. Let me know your wins. Let me know the not so wins, the failures, like literally, because we learn from our failures. We try, and sometimes it just doesn't work. It took me a long time to get to this space where I can pause with intention, because there's always something to do at work. I had to get to a place where I said, you know what, work is going to be here. So give all you can while you're here, and then leave the rest and come back and do more. So anyway, definitely let me hear some of your wins. Let me hear some of your struggles as well. And I would love for you to share your favorite mantra or grounding word. I would love to feature it in one of the videos coming up. And also would love to know that if there's any issues or challenges or topics that you would like to hear. Thank you so much for creating this sacred space, this sacred pause with me. In our next video, we'll be diving into the recovery room, healing after burnout, loss, or letting go. But until then, pause on purpose and remember, healing doesn't take hours. Sometimes it just takes a breath. See you next time.